Okay, we're going to have a look at how you use hyperlinks in PowerPoint. So there's a little tiny PowerPoint here. There's not much on there. I've got a scoreboard, which has basically got a question button on there. I've got my question 1, and I haven't even bothered asking the question, but I can either click on correct or I can click on wrong. I've got a question 2 with nothing on there, and I've got one slide which says correct, and a link that goes back to the scoreboard, and I've got one that says wrong and a link that goes back to the scoreboard. So let me just show you how this works first of all. So if I run my PowerPoint, first slide I see is my scoreboard. So on this one is where you're going to have all your questions. So if we want to look at question 1, click on the hyperlink, it jumps to question 1. Now I haven't got a question written out, but assuming I've got a question, I can either have a correct answer or I can have wrong or more than one wrong answer. So if they click on the correct answer, it jumps to this slide which says correct. Okay, I then got a link that goes back to my menu board. I haven't got any more questions to do at the moment, but basically I'll pretend that this is another one. I'll do the same thing again, click on question 1. This time if I've got it wrong, I click on wrong, takes me back to the scoreboard, it takes me to the wrong answer, and then I've got the scoreboard selection again. So I'm going to end the show, and what we need to do now is look at how we actually make this work. How did I make the question? Well, first of all I did is I brought in a shape. So I'll insert a shape. Here's my shapes. I went for a rectangular kind of shape, and I dragged it out. I can make them all the same size later, but I right clicked on that and I added some text to it. So I'm going to edit some text. I'm going to call this one question 2. Okay, at the moment it's just text, it's not a hyperlink. So how do I hyperlink it? I want to make this button link to this question 2 slide. So I highlight my text, I right click on it, and I choose hyperlink. Okay, in my hyperlink box that opens, I need to go for something that's in this document. Gives me a view now of all my slides. Now I know that my question 2 slide is slide number 3, but if I click, I get a preview here anyway to check. So it's basically saying, do I want to hyperlink to this slide? And the answer is yes, so I click OK. So question 2 is going to jump me now to this question 2. So I'm going to go to my slide, and I need buttons on here as well. So I'm going to insert some buttons, and I'm going to go for shapes again. I'll go for little squares this time. Okay, I'll put one here, and I'll do another one. Do the same thing again. Make a second one. Now you might have 3 or 4 possible answers, but we'll just go with 2 at the moment, and we'll say that one of them's right and one of them's wrong. I'm going to edit my text. I'm going to type in correct on this one, and I'm going to go over here, right click, and on this one edit my text and type in wrong. So when they click on the correct answer or the wrong answer, it needs to go somewhere. So they click on the correct one. I want to hyperlink to my correct one, and I'm going to hyperlink again, right click, choose hyperlink. Where do I want to go? I want to go to the one that says correct. Now I don't need to have more than one slide that says correct. One's fine. Even if I've got 27 questions, I only need one that goes to one that says correct. And the same with wrong. I'm going to highlight the word wrong, and I'm going to choose hyperlink, and I'm going to go to the one that's for the wrong answer. Okay. Now you'll notice that at the moment these hyperlinks are showing as pink, whereas some of the other ones are showing as yellow. And I'll show you what the difference is between the colours in a moment, but we're going to just test that this works first of all. So I'm going to save what I've done, run my show. There's my scoreboard. So here's my question 2. It's pink at the moment because I haven't used it. Click on it. I jump to my question 2. If I got my answer correct, I would go to here. Okay, I go back to my main scoreboard by clicking on this hyperlink. I'll try question 2 again. This time I'll get it wrong. Takes me to my wrong one. Takes me back to the menu again. Okay, so what was it all about with these question colors? Well, hyperlinks have different colors associated with them, and the way to change them, we'll go to design. At the very end of design, we'll choose this extra here which says more, and I've got one called colors. I'm going to go into colors, and I'm going to customize my colors. Now at the very bottom of this customization, there's one that says hyperlink and followed hyperlink, and you can see here are my 2 colors. So I chose pink as the color I wanted to show my hyperlink, and I wanted yellow to show me when I'd been to a hyperlink. So after I visited it, it turns that color. You can change yours to whatever suits your color scheme.